Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now today's video is going to be recapping EW's latest livestream which happened within the last couple of hours, taking a first look at REVONTULI Coast. Now this was an incredible livestream, so many details and learning so much about the map and the different animals, going over the full species roster and all the bug fixes. So to start off with, I'm going to let TK announce all the species and talk about all of those upcoming bug fixes, and then we'll take a look at some animals and some of the map.
Okay. I can see all the content creators and stuff there now. They're with a pen and paper, right, getting ready to write it down. We have, of course, the capercaillie, ladies and gentlemen, and let me just say, they are some beautiful birds, right? If you don't know what capercaillie is, go and Google it. It's a fairly character, a bird with a lot of character actually, and it's very ingrained in most of the Scandinavian and different parts of Europe as well. Actually, I think hunting culture. It's a big bird. It gets about 5 kgs in real life, which is about 10 pounds. Next up, we have the willow ptarmigan. Okay, so we finally got some sort of upland grouse. I don't know if the class is grouse anyway, but so you can, you're about to flush those out. Then we start getting, actually these are not in any order, I've read it out, it's fine. We've got a whole bunch of ducks and geese as well, so the golden-eyed duck, we've got the tufted duck, we've got the black grouse, which is another upland bird, we've got the hazel grouse, which is another upland bird, we've got the Eurasian teal, which are small, super fast ducks, which are going to be a lot of fun. Eurasian widgeon is another duck species in there, rock ptarmigan is another species in there. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, raccoon dog. Now, Supi, I think it's called, right, in Finnish. These things are horrible, nasty little death machines. They kind of look cute until they stare into your soul. And the Finnish people try and eradicate them as fast as they can. They're really bad on wildlife. They eat a lot of eggs, birds, and stuff like that. They just... the Finnish trash panda, basically, if you want to get into it, that sort of that thing, except way more aggressive and way more nasty. We have a grey-lag goose, we have the bean goose, we have a mountain hare, which like a very typical hare species for up here. Now, then we have a whole bunch of, obviously because it's nature, right? And nature does copy pasta some stuff every now and again. Mallard ducks, Canada goose, lynx, white-tailed deer, brown bear, moose, and there is a great one released with this. There is a great one released with this map, okay? But I'm not going to say anything else with that. We're going to let you guys work out what the great one is, where it is, and all that other stuff, okay? So, yeah, it should be pretty cool. There seems to be links all over the map here too, so if you like hunting links, is a great map from that. It's just a first observation. So there we go. So I think, honestly... just being honest, because people, I think reindeer is about the only thing that's kind of missing. But the thing about reindeer in Finland, and this is really honest, is that they don't give out that very many forest reindeer. They don't give out that many hunting tickets each year, and they're very expensive and few and far between. So it's not really that unrealistic. Just to cover that one there, okay? It's not really a highly hunted species within Finland anyway. So there we go. And then a lot of the other reindeer are owned, I'm not even going to pronounce it just in case I get it wrong, but by the native residents, look after and farm them, the reindeer, their livestock basically. So there we go. Now, with this thing, this is honestly everything about this is awesome, okay? But the duck rework is gonna blow your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely gonna blow your mind. Every duck species is intended to have its own behavior. So they should all react differently. They all should fly differently. They should all spook differently. They should all, flee differently and stuff like that. It's, obviously decoys and callers and things like that. I think it's next week. Jaxie's going to dig into this and show you guys, like in more detail. We might not get into it today. We might get to touch on it a little bit towards the end. So the other cool thing, which Jaxie will show you next week, is there is a boat blind, I think it's called. I'm definitely not a waterfowl guy, but it's a pop-up blind that floats. So you can put it out in the water and have your decoys and stuff around you. And it's basically like a layout blind that floats, right? And you can pop out and just start blasting, all right? But I'm just going to tell you, if you really like waterfowl, shooting IRL, or you like classic, I think classic's days are numbered as the best waterfowl shooting experience in the internet. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Their ducks are super fun now because they're a proper challenge. So yeah, it's good times. Do they score only when airborne? No. So don't quote. Actually, this one is don't quote me on, I think, but I think all bird species you can shoot airborne or grounded. On release anyway. We'll see what you guys as a community think about it. So let me keep going in here, and then we're going to start having a proper look around, okay? So of course we have the weapon wheel, which you guys saw last stream as well. So that's a, and I'll can show you that off in a second. Dolby Atmos is being implemented into the game as well. I don't know a truck ton about that, but it's probably good things for audio, I'm guessing. The in-game store, sorry, I was like, what is this? Oh wait, hang on, no, that one's got a red line on it. Red line means not 100% confirmed yet, so I won't read that one out. It wasn't anything too exciting, trust me, not really listening out on anything. We have the 22 Conehead ammunition now, so that is another ammunition now for the Hornet in game. So we can have a look at that soon, actually, in terms of the ammo stats and things for it. Gameplay improvements. Okay, let's get into those. So the oh, hang on, let's back up because I know this question is going to be asked. There is no weapon in this update because of basically because of the waterfowl blind. Okay, that, and we've put a lot of effort into gameplay on this one. Okay, so when this map should offer you guys a different hunting experience. Okay, which is, I know everyone's been asking for a long time. So we had to, we would have liked to have done the waterfowl blind and the weapon, but obviously we've only got so much manpower, and basically, we decided that gameplay was a better option to sink that time into, and then the waterfowl blind on top of that is kind of your thing, But we do have a lot of shotguns in game and things like that always, and you know what? As long as World War III doesn't start, there's probably more weapons packs coming out in the future, and we're always listening to what you guys want, right? Yeah, and we got the new ammo, that's true. I saw a comment on that one too. Right, so yeah, obviously the Waterfowl rework, we just went over that before, and honestly, without showing you guys, it's kind of hard to talk about, to explain how they work, but yeah, you guys should see that. It's a lot of fun now. It's actually a challenge. They fly a lot faster depending on the species, and they all move differently, and yeah, it's really good fun. So a full rework of the animal home ranges. This is what Jaxie Bear was talking about last week too. Populations and schedules for specific reserves. So Leighton Lakes, Medved, Te Awaroa, Yukon, Mexico, Cuatro Colinas, and Parque Fernando are the reserves. So I'm just looking at something here. So there's a bit of a UX and a UI overhaul as well. So a long-standing community request, the Marksman and the Red Raptor reflex sights have had an efficiency overhaul, ladies and gentlemen. So I know that the red dot sights have been a bit of a bugbear for a lot of our members since they came out. was that 4 years ago now. So have a look at those if that's your thing. Nice new red dot sites there. The dog command wheel has been updated. The implemented boat icons to clarify which boats are accessible by players and which are not. So that's for the water crossings that you guys have seen. Added a new option so players can disable POI icons on map and HUD separately. Okay, so you can have either all or both on or both off now. Borderless full screen mode, ladies and gentlemen. I know that is has been a request for a long time too. Borderless full screen mode is now a thing. Callouts being clickable. So I don't know what that one's about, but I'm sure somebody does. Callouts being clickable. I should have asked for the terminology on that. There's two things that pop to my mind. Indication to let users know if a reserve is playable or not on a new game screen. So there we go. Now, graphics and visual effects. Remember, these are still just quality of life. We haven't even got to the bug fixes yet. Overhaul of the death camera movement and character respawning. Basically, it's not so crazy now if you die. I think it's in a nutshell, and it's a bit more zen. Apex Connect sign-in options on Apex Flow. Miscellaneous stuff. So now we have the function. You have the functionality to rename your dogs. So you don't like Rex anymore. Everyone's dog is called Rex. You want to call it something else. Now you can call it that something else. Harvest check improvement. So that was like the. Well, I do believe that's the UI function for that. It's in miscellaneous. I think that's a nice new icons that Jaxie was talking about. Removed alligator sound hit, which was added to SRP, so that's no longer there in game 2. Let me have a look. Going through here, critical featured. Accessibility, fix the problem of key bind descriptions not being displayed in settings menu. No more excessive poop trails for eastern cottontail rabbits. I love it when patch notes have some things like that. Animals will not appear static while drinking near shores. So I do believe that's the, their heads weren't lifting up. That's going to be fixed. Ranger skill not working with traditional bows. Fix the issue of accept decline button appearing in Polish language even when the game is launched in English. Oh, excuse me. Skills and perks. Reset skills. The reset skills buttons will now remove the effects of skills perks in the current game session. Alright, so that's fixed as well. 3D UI icons Twitch fixed. Fix the issues where POI icons did not appear on map for some hunting structures after being bought. Fix the issue when approaching first outpost in the game. Question mark icon did not display from the outpost. Holy smokes.
So what an absolutely incredible species roster for this map. An absolute ton of new species. Finally we're going to see ptarmigan added to the game. And it sounds like the Waterfowl rework is set to be absolutely brilliant. And I am very excited to see over the coming weeks what else gets shown off. Now, for the first time, we finally get to take a look at what REVONTULI Coast's map actually looks like. And like we would have all expected, a lot of water, lots of little lakes. I like how there's quite a bit of marshland on this map. It looks really cool, and we will actually get to see some of that later in the video from the live stream. Like I said, this is all recapping from EW's latest live stream, which I will link in the description if you want to go and watch it in full, which I do highly recommend. Now, TK here was talking about the almost different biomes that this map has. Obviously, we have the coastline, then a bit of a marshland section, and then up in the north, it's quite barren and open. And there was the capercaillie were up there was some grouse up there, the moose, the whitetail. There was a lot going on up in that northerly part, and I was really, really excited. This map is just incredible. This is an absolute dream map for me, dream come true. And just wait until we get into taking a look at some of the animals in a minute, because they are fantastic. Both the new animal models and also the reworked brown bears. We do actually get to see a close-up look of what the reworked brown bears look like. It just looks amazing. So just taking a look here, sort of around this point on the map, and just look at how stunning this map is. It is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to go and take pictures on this map and just explore every nook and cranny and find where the good areas for different animals are. I think this is just going to be such a fun map. It's really varied as well, and that's something I like. You do have these really thick forests, as you can see here, where it will be fantastic for, you know, sort of walk and stalk bow hunting, all that sort of, you know, really intense stalking. But then if you go up north, it's more suited to sort of longer range shooting because it is so open. And I like that there's the option to go from those densely forested areas to those more open areas, so that, you know, people that have those different likes in their different styles of hunting will actually be able to, you know, go to those different areas and actually find an area that they enjoy. And I think that that's a really, really well done aspect of this map, as well as just how gorgeous it looks, as well as that water detail. Absolutely stunning. But here we get a look at a couple of reworked brown bears. I really love the one on the left there, that I think it would be a blonde that's been reworked. And it looks beautiful. They look so much better than they used to. Like, that's just so much of an improvement, and it really does remind me of the black bears when they had their rework. Now, this is sort of in the northern part of the map, and as you guys can see, quite open and quite barren. There's, you know, really good visibility up here, and I can really see some long range shooting coming into play here, and I think that's going to be really fun. And now we're going to take a look at a couple of new species. So here we have a female hazel grouse, and they just look, all of the birds just look so good. I'm so incredibly happy. I love bird hunting. I think it's really fun, and I really enjoy it in the Hunter Classic. But in Call of the Wild, it's always been a bit, I don't know how to say it, a bit more boring, because, you know, you just snipe birds with a 22. And that's why I really liked it when the pheasants came out, and you did actually have to shoot them out of the air, and there was that whole challenge aspect. And I know that from what TK said earlier that, you know, maybe we don't actually have to flush these up in the air to shoot them. But I think I probably will anyway, because this just looks like it could be absolutely tons of fun. Now here we have a couple of capercaillie females, and even the females look so good. They've done the sort of fluffiness around the legs really, really well, and that's like a big characteristic of the capercaillie for me, is those big fluffy legs, and they just look really, really fantastic. And I mean, just look at the feather detail, which TK was talking about here. That's absolutely stunning. And, you know, we're not going to see them this close unless they're in the trophy lodge, but they are really beautiful, and I think they're just going to be such fun to hunt. Now, we get to take a look a little bit at a tundra bean goose, or some tundra bean geese. They didn't really cooperate very well with wanting to be looked at close up, but we do get to take a bit of a look at them. And I found it interesting that both greylag and bean goose are on the species list. And half of me wonders if it was a bean goose and a greylag goose in that one picture. And, you know, maybe that's why some people were set on one and set on another. But either way, they're both on the map, so those predictions were both correct, and we are getting both, so win-win. And fantastic to see these new animations, you know, these new landing animations, and this is something that we'll get to see later on with the ducks as well, because the ducks can also land on the ground now. This is just such an improvement, and I really do like how the bean geese look, even from this little glimpse here. I think they're quite cute looking. I think their beaks are very sweet. Very, very cute looking goose species. And there was also some Canada geese there as well, mixed in with them. Now onto one of my absolutely favourite species on this map, the black grouse. And let me tell you, when I saw this just had my heart racing. I need this map in my life. Look at that beauty. Black grouse are an absolutely stunning game bird, and just look at how well they've captured their beauty in these models. What an absolute little stunner. They're just beautiful. I absolutely love it. And don't the colours remind you of a melanistic pheasant from Rancho? The melanistic males? they're just so gorgeous, and I can't wait to run around and chase these things and get diamonds of them. I want about 10 million diamonds of these in my lodge. If there's going to be rares, I really hope there's going to be some rares, because I can see myself, hunting these for absolutely ages. But now to perhaps what will be my entirely favourite species in the entire game, we have a male capercaillie. Look at this bird. Look at this bird. They are just epic. And I love the animations that this guy has. Again, they've managed to capture some of that character that these guys have in real life. And they've done the beak so incredibly well. The beak is such an important thing, and how he's using his beak and how it's sort of set in the head just looks absolutely perfect, as well as all that feather detail and how the tail is, and of course the big puffy fluffy legs. Just a magnificent specimen. What an incredible bird. I want so many of these in my trophy lodge. I'm gonna have probably a trophy lodge full of these guys, kind of similar to how I ended up with a lot of diamond pheasants because of chasing them around and trying to get rares and that. I will probably end up with a similar number of these guys because they are just incredible. Just an incredible looking bird. They are so awesome. And I really like the fact that their animations aren't just sort of static, but you have the feather movement and that as well. And just look at that, spotting him in the distance, and you have that sort of big silhouette. That's just so cool to me. This is just epic. I know I'm incredibly excited about this and I'm geeking out majorly, but I'm really excited. Now we get to take a look at a couple of the new duck species. Now, when these got shown off on stream, I was so excited I completely got the two species of goldeneye and tufted duck completely mixed up in my head, but these are tufted ducks. Like I said, I was just so overexcited I completely crossed over the species and their name in my head. But yeah, these guys are tufted ducks. Really cool looking, kind of goofy looking beaks, but a really cool species. And we do also have some widgeon here, and they are really beautiful with the sort of rusty colours that they have in their feathers. Absolutely gorgeous. And how cool is it to finally see the ducks on land like real ducks? It's just awesome. And we also had a what looked to be a goose coming in trying to land there as well. Just so incredibly cool. I am so excited for this map, I cannot even explain. Also appears to be a really good map for whitetail. So if you're looking to grind for a whitetail great one, this may well be a very good map for that. Now we're taking a look at one of these sort of marshy areas, which honestly, this is one of my favourite areas that got showed off on this map. I just really like how this looks. And in real life, if I was out with my camera, this is the kind of area that I would sort of navigate towards to look for animals, because this is just such a perfect place to go and find animals. And as it got mentioned on the stream, this is probably going to be a really good place to find drink zones. So going to be really interested to see what kind of animals actually show up here, and whether the waterfowl will actually come and land on some of these small bodies of water. That could be really interesting. Now, while we take a look at some more scenery going down onto the coast here, or rather as TK takes us down onto the coast here using the dev tool, let's talk about the Great One. So there is a new Great One coming. TK has told us now officially. What do you guys think it'll be? I'm torn between thinking maybe it's a species of waterfowl, maybe it's a moose, which a lot of people seem to think it is, but I also kind of have an idea that maybe it's a brown bear. Because when I think about it, we've had one species from Leighton, which was one of the original maps. We've had one species from Hirschfelden, which was one of the original maps. So I wonder if they're going to do sort of one from each map in chronological order, which would mean the next map would be Medved. And the two species on this map that are also on Medved are lynx and brown bear. And seeing as the brown bear have had a complete remodel by the looks of it, or retexture at least, you know, maybe that was a good opportunity for them to actually maybe add a Great One brown bear. And it would be the first Great One predator species, which would be really interesting. TK there just showed off one of the transport sites. Those boats with the little icon above it mean that you can actually use those to travel across like a static travel point similar to the ones on Mississippi. So again, really interesting, and I'm really glad that they've implemented that because it does actually make a difference. Now, just going to talk here while TK shows us the Northern Lights on this map, which is just... oh, it's just so cool. Northern Lights on a map, and the fact that they are so realistic. You know, sometimes they'll be strong, sometimes they'll be faint, sometimes they won't be there. They'll show up in different locations. All kinds of cool stuff to do with the Northern Lights. But yeah, what do you guys think the new Great One's going to be? I think it will be either a waterfowl species, the moose, or the brown bear, honestly. It could be a lynx. They might throw it out there and it could be a lynx. I don't know. But I don't know, something makes me think it might be brown bear. I really would like moose, but then, honestly, I like any Great One species. And you guys know I'm going to grind for it. And, you know, I won't sleep until I find one, basically. The same as I've done with all the other Great One. Well, I say all the other Great Ones. When they released the Great One Red Deer, I basically didn't sleep until I could find one to show you guys. But yeah, I just can't wait for this map. I'm so incredibly excited. And you guys can probably tell, because I'm quite excited recording this, honestly. I was just sat there through the entire stream going, I need this map. I need this map in my life now. This is 100% going to be my favourite map. Like, no question about it. The Capercaillie is going to be my favourite species. I know I love my antlered species, but they're just such sassy birds, and I do love my birds, and yeah, them just being so full of character and attitude, they're just so cool, and they look fantastic. I mean, I don't think anyone can say that the black grouse and the Capercaillie and the new waterfowl species don't look absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I honestly do believe this will be the biggest update for Call of the Wild ever, with a new Great One, a waterfowl rework, a ton of new species. There's just so many new species. I can't believe how many new ones we're actually getting. I'm just so incredibly hyped, and I hope you guys are as well. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what you guys think the new Great One's going to be. Seems like we're going to have to find it, similar to with what happened with the red deer. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled, and, you know, maybe someone will find one in the early access. I just want to know what it is so I can go and start looking for it. But yeah, this map is going to be incredible. Honestly, I think it's really, really game-changing. And I think it's going to be incredibly enjoyable to go and set up and hunt ducks. And the fact we're getting floating waterfowl blinds is amazing. And all of those bug fixes as well. Huge update. Huge update. Hats off to EW. And big, you know, hats off to TK for a fantastic live stream. And he said he's actually off to Finland as he was finishing the live stream to go and hunt. So hope he has a good hunt over in Finland. It's just so cool. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. I know I've rambled and I'm incredibly hype and excited, but I hope that translates. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, if you do have time, please do go over and watch the full live stream. It's so worth it. Just getting to see all the environment and everything. And obviously in this video, I know it's quite a long video as it is, but I've had to trim out some bits to just make it not an hour-long video, basically, which I could have easily done. The entire stream was fantastic. TK got right to the point, basically told us everything we wanted to hear, showed us as much as he possibly could. It was a really fantastic stream. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for all your support as always. There's been a lot of new subs recently, and yeah, I really do appreciate all of it. It means a really huge amount to me, and I really hope you guys are enjoying the content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.